Hello my fellow gamers and welcome back to our Vampire Coast full lineup army checkout review thing that I'll get it right one day. So let's jump straight into it. In this episode we are covering all of the Missile Infantry. So get straight into the first one. We got the Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob, started at 300 gold coins. They've got meat shield, aquatic, and they can fire whilst moving, which is always a nice buff. Right, their weapon strength for melee is 13 weapon damage and 2 armor piercing damage. So, diddly squat, let's be honest guys, there is none there. But ranged weapons, we have missile damage of 10, armor piercing missile damage 2, reload time 8.1 seconds. Okay, that's pretty much no armor piercing whatsoever. I think it's safe to say. But for your basic infantry, they can fire and move, that's pretty good. Pretty good. They cause fear, they can hide, they can fire while moving, and of course they have the extra powder rule. For those that don't know what that is, as long as their ammunition is above 80%, their armor piercing missile damage, their armor piercing explosion, and explosion goes up by 30%. And that's constant. So as long as you can keep them with ammunition, they get a nice buff. So it costs about 18 to 25 gold to add these up to each chevron. And when they get to the top level, they cost 488, so that's 188 gold to get it to the top fin. What do you get for that? Leadership goes up by 10, melee attack by 4, melee defense by 5, missile damage by 3. Obviously, they don't get as much melee defense because they're not fighters, they're meant to be just support. So having that missile damage at +3, is it worth it? Maybe, possibly. But of course, yeah, I mean, let's have a look. So, the missile damage, 10 and 2, does that change when you upgrade it? No, it doesn't. But it does slow down the reload speed to 6 seconds instead of 8. So, if you upgrade them, they can shoot quicker every 2 seconds. But, is that really worth 188 gold? Probably not. I say that a lot with these cheaper infantry, is that I'd rather save the upgrade for either more units or several up the main fighters, not the cannon fodder. But of course that is down to you. The next one is the Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob with bombs. Got to remember that. Aquatic with special ranged weapons, funny that. I believe they're probably going to be exactly the same. Weapon damage 13 and 2 armor piercing. Their bombs are flaming attacks though, something to be aware of there. They do cause fear, they do have the extra powder, and their missile damage is 1. Armor piercing missile damage is none. Explosive base damage is 15. Explosive armor piercing damage is 5. And it takes 9 seconds for them to reload, which is quite a long time. But great if you had them just sitting at the back, throw a few bombs over, and then they can charge in like cannon fodder. And, you know, hold the line. So, yeah, to upgrade these, it's between 20 to 28 gold per chevron. And to get them to the full tier, it's 214 more gold. So, 614 in total. For that, very similar, 10 leadership, 3 melee attack, 5 melee defense, and 4 missile damage. Moving straight on now to the Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob with the hand cannon. I do like these. These are quite funny. Close quarter, missile infantry, anti-infantry, and aquatic. So, melee attack, as you can imagine, is quite pitiful. Weapon strength is the same as the others, actually. That surprises me. Weapon damage 13, armor piercing damage 2. But, missile damage is 10. Armor piercing missile damage is 2. Number of projectiles are 3. Reload time 13 seconds. Right, there we go then. They've got anti-infantry, but I don't see anything on the stack that actually says anti-infantry or armor piercing or anything like that. So this would be good against lots of light infantry, pretty much. These cost 23 to 32 chevrons per upgrade. Did I just say 23 to 32 chevrons? It's 23 to 32 gold per chevron, and to get them to max level is makes them to 803. And again, 10 leadership, 3 melee attack, 5 melee defense, and 5 missile damage. Of course, that 5 missile damage is spread over the 3 shots each for it does. But again, I probably wouldn't bother. I mean, that's a lot. That's nearly 200 gold to get very little, you're nearly getting to the point where you could get another unit. We'll move on now to the zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns. So these guys have armor piercing missiles, meat shield, and aquatic. Their melee attack, weapon strength, sorry, for melee is the same, 13 and 2 armor piercing. But their missile damage has got armor piercing, missile damage 4, armor piercing, missile damage 13. Reload time is 13 seconds though. That's a lot. And of course they do have the core sphere. They do have extra powder, so it's definitely worth keeping them in. It costs these guys, just checking over my notes. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I've got notes over in this bit of paper. 23 to 32 gold again. So the same as the hand cannons. And you get 10 leadership, 3 melee attack, 5 melee defense, but only 2 to the missile damage. But I suppose that's because they're armor piercing and single shots, where the other ones are 3 shots each, and it takes ages to reload. Also, guys, so yeah, it costs 803 to get them to the top tier. They do have a regiment of renown though, which is the Black Spot. Now, these are actually dead bang on 800 gold, so they're 3 gold cheaper. And for that, so they're 3 gold cheaper, but compared to the top Severon's handgunners, they get 7 more melee attack, 5 more melee defense, 12 to weapon strength, and -1 to the missile damage, which is really, really cool. They also have anti-large, which I assume is that. So they actually have anti-large in close combat. Weapon damage 8, armor piercing damage 13, bonus versus large 13. Wow, okay, so if any cavalry charge the Black Spot handgunners, they've got anti-large on their side and a charge defense against large. So they can sit there, fire a gun line, and then brace, and they'll get a defense against. That's insane. And of course their actual rifles do armor piercing, 4 missile damage, and 13 armor piercing missile damage. Reload every 11.7 seconds. They've got the fear, they've got the extra powder, but they have the charge defense versus large as well. So would I get that for 3 gold less and get the anti-large, charge defense against large, and the better stats? Yes, hands down. I can see the Black Spot being like the rusty arrows for the greenskins, and the other one for the Tomb Kings, where it does armor rendering. This is more snipe out the big guys. And if cavalry get to them, as I find, just face them, fire volley, brace, and then you probably win, which is a bit insane. So really nice there. I would definitely recommend the Black Spot Regiment of Renown. The final unit for the Missile Infantry is just the deck gunners. So they've got armor piercing missiles, they're aquatic. Their weapon strength for close combat is 16 weapon damage and 2 armor piercing, but their missile damage is 7, armor piercing missile damage is 37, and the reload is 9.3. Note that they've got shield breaker, so any units that get shot by this have a shield for 10 seconds lose 24 missile parry. So the next volley would be devastating against them, and of course got armor piercing as well. They come in at 700 gold basic. To get each Chevron costs between 26 to 37 gold, and the top tier is 992, so nearly 300 gold for that to get into the highest Chevron. And what do you get for that? 10 leadership, 2 melee attack, 6 melee defense, and 10 missile damage. The 10 missile damage is nice, not gonna lie, and the leadership means they'll stay longer, but I could see these guys, if they were high Chevrons, being picked off quite quickly by the enemy. And the final unit, which is a regiment of renown for the deck gunners, is the Shadow Wraith Gunners. Now these guys are quite expensive. The triple gold Chevron deck gunners, normal ones, are 992. These guys for 3 Chevrons is 1,150. So quite a jump there. They lose 600 health. They have no armor because they're ghosts, makes sense. Their melee attack goes up by 8, their melee defense goes down by 4, and their missile damage drops to 15, which is quite a lot. But what do they get? They've got cursed ammunition. I have to look into what that does. Armor piercing, missiles, anti-infantry, and of course E-thrill as well. So their melee attacks are magical attacks. And their weapon strength in close combat is 16 and 2 armor piercing. You then have the ammunition, which is magical attacks, and the missile damage is armor piercing and discouraged for 10 seconds, minus 16 leadership. So if you shoot these at weak-willed guys, they will just start breaking. The missile damage for the range is 5 missile damage and 28 armor piercing. Reload time 7.7 seconds. They also have the physical resistance of 75%. They cause fear, surprisingly not terror. And they're siege attackers, which I don't think the others had. No, so these guys can actually destroy gates and such, while the others can't. So that's something to bear in mind. If you're doing a siege battle, you could have a unit of these just shut down the gates. But for 1,150, it's good against anti-infantry because it will just break them. If anyone catches them, they're E-through, so 75% of the damage is ignored if it's just normal attacks. Is it worth it? I think it's given the situation, I think, with these guys. I think they would be very good. Especially if you're going for a ghost theme army, I would definitely go for it. But I'd be more tempted to spend money on the handgunners like the Black Spot on that, I think. But again, I'd love to hear your thoughts below, guys. Do comment below what you think about the Shadow Wraith Gunners and, of course, the Black Spot and all the other Missile Infantry. Have you found that some are better than others? Some are just not worth taking, but others are must take. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And, of course, do hit that like button and do subscribe if you haven't already for more Warhammer Total War 2 goodness. Till tomorrow, guys, where we're going to be covering the monsters and beasts. Till then, take care.